What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 46 of The Climb here with Luzenac. Today we are back for a huge game against Marseille away. It's not going to be easy, and while since you were last here, things have been anything but easy until we made one little purchase. One transfer that may well change the fate of Luzenac for the future. I feel like I'm bigging this up far too much and he's now going to be useless for the rest of the year. So we left things last episode and I talked about the fact we still had some money to spend. I still kind of wanted a striker and, well, I've continued to do some business. So let's talk about that business, shall we? We made one sale since you were last here. It's Benzati, who you may remember was the Tunisian player who generated as a free agent. We picked him up as a freebie. Porto came in and offered us 2.5 million. And I just kind of fancied having 2.5 million to be honest. He's a good player. He might have a little bit of potential, but I don't see him ever getting close to our first team. And yeah, well, you can see so far he's gone to Porto's B team and not done very well. So maybe that's a good sale. And of course, that does bump up our total sales to 26.5 million. Zamanis, by the way, is out on loan at Brescia over in Italy. Of course, a player who I've got some high hopes for, the young Australian capped at international level. It's been a while since we've had kind of an Australian make a splash in the first team of a YouTube save of mine. I'm trying to think back. It may well be Paul Smith for Gibraltar Apex, which really is winding back the clock. If you can remember that, you've been here a while, and well, hopefully he's going to follow in their footsteps. On the ins, though, we have done some DDOs. I've used the word DDOs, please end me. And, well, we've brought in a few youngsters for the future, as well as some players for a bit of squad depth, and one player who I think is going to solve all our striking problems. His price tag may stand out slightly. So anyway, let's talk about the players we brought in on the younger side of things. So we've got here Serasa, who is a young Italian, generated as a free agent, was capped for Italy's under-19s. Whenever you're flicking through the national teams and you see a player without a club who is capped, especially for a nation like Italy, I feel like the instincts start kicking in and you're like, we need to sign him. He can't really defend for a wing back, but besides that, he looks pretty good. He could play potentially higher up the field. A bit of a punt for the future, but he's a free transfer, so there's no harm in doing it. I did bring in Kevin Moos for 21 million. Oh, sorry, not 20. That would be 2.1 million. Minor difference in the numbers there. The young Dane is 16 years old. A lot of potential. Has some really good mentals. I have been warned he's injury prone, but the possibility of Cal puns, just, I don't know, it was too amusing a opportunity to pick up, and I don't know, Cal, I'd deal with myself if I didn't sign him. So he's here, he's chilling in the reserves right now. And the last of the youngsters we've picked up is Bakary Vianney, who we actually had already agreed to sign some time ago, but we had to wait for him to turn 18 to flock from the Ivory Coast, from ASEC, and join us. He looks like a good little striker, not exactly an athlete, he can't really run. But besides that, you know, he's a very good technical footballer with some really good mentals. So who knows, maybe he can make a splash in the first team. What I would say is our reserve team is now starting to get filled up with some really exciting youngsters, which is always very, very good indeed. Anyway, we've signed 4 players who are going to hopefully play a role in the first team. The first is Ibrahim Karamoko. He is coming in to be 5th choice centre-back this year, which I know might seem mad because obviously you can see here he's naturally a centre-mid and is not really a defender at all. But to be honest, I really like him as a possible alternative to Soleil, a similar player, a really technical defender, a defender who I don't think he's the most incredible from a defensive perspective, but in terms of what he can offer on the ball, I think he's a really good option, and of course his versatility does give us a little bit of extra cover elsewhere. Another player we picked up is Ramiko Enrique, a player who I'm not really familiar with. We got to deadline day and I started to panic about strikers, so this was one of the solutions. 24 years old, he is not capped for Argentina at any level whatsoever. Apparently there are doubts over his potential ability, but I actually think that's a load of rubbish. I think this guy's really, really good. Decision's an obvious weakness and stamina, but in terms of a plan B attacker, I think he looks phenomenal. I mean, if we just compare him, I suppose, with Pelissard, who was last year's kind of backup striker, I mean, there's the head-to-head comparison. And in fact, if we were to look at Pelissard, I'm pretty certain that he is viewed as being a good enough player for this level. I tell a lot. Apparently, they're both leading Ligue 2 players. That's just, I mean, there's a difference enough between them. I like Ramiro. Apparently, no one else does. I've got faith in him. Maybe he can go out there and make the difference. Anyway, the last of the strikers we picked in, the difference maker. This is the man who I'm pinning all my hopes and dreams of, or on rather. And I'll be honest, you kind of look at him and he doesn't really look like a striker. In fact, he's just really complete. He's just a bit good at everything. But to be fair, as you will see when we go into the results since you're last here, he's been at the middle of everything we've done. 4 goals and 2 assists in 3 games. Yeah, not a bad little player, Benjamin Sesko. Joined us from Red Bull Salzburg in Austria for £12 million. It's not a small fee whatsoever, but I don't know. He's good and he's immense in the air. He's a giant. He can jump like a giant. Can giants jump? He's a giant and he can jump like a kangaroo. There's a better analogy. Yeah, I really like him. He's a super complete forward and really good to lead the line with our current system. So those are the ins. But there's one I've missed over, and the reason I've missed over this one is because I'm going to big this up as the player who will make the biggest splash in the first team in the next 5 years. I'm bigging him up far too much here. We've got here Jurgen Bruce. I have no idea. I'm just going to call him Jurgen. It's easier, isn't it? This guy has just turned 16. And when I say just turned 16, I mean in the last month. We had our eye on him over the summer whilst he was 15. He was playing for KAS Eupen in Belgium. He became the youngest ever player to play in the Belgium top flight prior to his transfer to us. And we've signed him for 700k. I don't know about you. I really, really bloody like him. He's camped at Belgian under-21 level already. Super great centre mid. Very good defensively. Would like his dribbling and finishing to be a tiny bit better. But yeah, he looks absolutely phenomenal. And I think for less than £1 million, we've got ourselves a bargain. Let's hope that his potential can somewhat match his current ability. And he really is going to be this world superstar player that I'm dreaming he might become. If we never hear from him again and he's released in 2 years, I probably cursed him and it is all my fault. And I apologise to you, Jurgen. It's all I can really do at this moment in time. So anyway, on the pitch, things haven't been all sunshines and rainbows. As we left things last episode, I'd come up with some mental asymmetric thing. And it was going okay. We had a Segundo Volante. I mean, I feel like I'm selling you on this. If you missed yesterday's episode, I mean, Segundo Volante, that's enough of a reason to go back and watch it, surely. But I was experimenting. And I'll be honest, we played 3 games. We struggled. And I threw it all away. I threw it all away and went, you know what, let's just go back to what we had before. It worked. Obviously, the exception being Sesko up front. So this is, I guess, a season that has started of 2 halves. The half where I decided to experiment and the half where we went back to what we knew. And Sesko, of course, joined us on deadline day and just started having an immediate impact. So the first couple of games were 1-1 draws, the first of which was against Sochaux, a team who we've stolen many a player off over the years. They were promoted just last year. They took the lead in this game. And, well, it was Julio Martinez for us, getting an unlikely goal just for half-time to equalise. Not the best results, especially with my hopes and aspirations of European football this year. But 1-1 we have to take, and unfortunately it didn't get much better in the next game. Against Bordeaux, a draw at home. This one finished 1-1. I won't show the highlights, although Lopez got off the mark for the season. And already you can see the squad personality rubbing off on him. His determination is going up. It's that glorious green arrow. Is there a better sight? The answer is no. There is. If you can claim there's anything better looking than that arrow, you're just wrong. The next game we had was against Lyon. You know what I'm going to say. Kahinde's insane, it turns out. Kahinde's quite good. That guy who used to play for us, yeah. 4 in our side. 2 set pieces that they scored from. Both of them, he was the player putting the ball into the box. He got an assist for the first and kind of a secondary assist for the other. And yeah, the 22-year-old got, well, man of the match in the game. I'm not really surprised. He's nuts. He's got a 7.47 average rating. I mean, if we just compare him to Xavi Simons, who, of course, missed the first episode of the season and the first match of the season, but is back today. If we just compare him with Xavi Simons, he is a little bit better than Simons, I'm afraid to say. But, you know what? Simons hasn't been awful yet. He's not hit the ground running yet. He's not blown my mind yet. But maybe today's the day for Xavi. I mean, with a name like Xavi, you've got to be putting in big performances. Unfortunately, Lyon put in a bigger performance than us. But the Mets game marked the beginning of a new era, the era that we will call the Benjamin Sesko era. Spent £12 million on him, a mental sum of money, but he immediately made an impact in this game. Kofi got us off to a flyer, our first win in our new stadium against FC Metz, and Benjamin Sesko got a goal in the 50th minute. He scored a few. I believe this was one where he held up the play really nicely. The ball came looping in. Just used all his strength, back to goal, managed to turn, got away a shot. That was one win. And into the next game we went. Away from home against Monaco. This is a game that you go into and you don't expect a lot from. I certainly didn't expect a lot when Billy Gilmore scored from the spot after just 6 minutes in this game. But we did fight back, and it was firstly through Ivan Arietta, who I am going to be changing the name of to just Ari. Yeah, well, we've made that official. Ivan's new nickname will just be Ari. Unfortunately, that kind of pullback didn't last long. They got an immediate reply moniker, and you felt like 2-1 at the break was going to be a bit disappointing, but not terrible. But Lopez got on the score sheet, everyone. He broke through and he scored 4 minutes into extra time. 2-2 at the break. It was anyone's to play for. And it was ours to play for in the end. Noah Kene got us off to a flyer in the second half. After just 50 minutes, he was there to score a goal. Benjamin Sesko then scored another to make it 4-2, and you felt like that was all said and done. They did get the final word, Monaco. They scored a goal in the 93rd minute, but it remained 4-3. What a phenomenal win this is. And yeah, a great way, I guess, to hopefully find some momentum. 2 wins in a row, and we made it 3 wins not that long after. But before we do that, we need to have the nicknaming ceremony. I'm sorry, Ivan, you are now known as Ari. It's like the name Harry, but like without the H. Ari. It's going to make things easier for all of us in the long term. All the people who think I'm saying the name wrong, and I probably am, to be fair, it's Ari. Right, we've established that. Let's talk about how we established dominance over Lens. We won 2-1 in this one. Sesko's quite good. They took the lead in this game, actually, and that was not ideal. Of course, last year we went behind to Lens and came back to win. We did it again here. It's just a yearly occurrence, it turns out. They got a goal in the 8th minute, but no, Benjamin Sesko, 2 incredible goals. One of the goals, when you see one of the goals, I'm closing my eyes just trying to imagine it because I can't see it as I talk here. It was superb. In off the crossbar, he got a brace. He got us all 3 points. And, well, we are going to be taking on Marseille today, just 3 days after that game. It's been a pretty packed schedule, to be fair. This is going to be our 3rd game in 7 days. And, well, just to look at the league table, after a very disappointing start, those 3 wins on the bounce see us now in 7th. And, well, besides Lyon and PSG running away with it, everyone else is kind of dropping points against one another. Today we take on Marseille in 5th. The reality is, if we want European football, a game like this is one we have to, at the very least, take some points from. It's also going to be a chance for us to see Sesko in action for the first time. As I mentioned before, I have just reverted back the tactic. The Segundo Volante just left us a little bit light in midfield, and the asymmetricness just wasn't really working. Galvez was getting caught out of position too much. It just, maybe I'll try it out later on in the year if we can. I feel like part of it was just so many new players coming into the team. But at the same time, with the advent of Sesko and just the return to this system, we've kind of found a groove now, and I don't really want to diverge off that groove. I want to stay on this path that we are on. So in terms of the team for today's game, we've got Lezier in goal, Marsden and Soleil playing at centre-back. Soleil was dropped for a short while. He picked up a little injury. He's back today. He's not wowed me so far. He is very much fighting for a place at the moment, and obviously Johnny Byrne is waiting in the wings. He's actually played 2 games for us this year with the injury, and also MB So we've also had given appearance to, and he's done okay as well. I mean, the great news is at centre-back we've got plenty of options. A left-back and right-back, we're going to have Galvez on the right. You may notice Serra, the Argentine kind of either-footed fullback, the Mr. Versatile, is starting today. That is unfortunately because in one of only a few injuries we've got at the moment, Tom Hayden is out for the next 5 weeks to 2 months. So a disastrous moment for him, really. Just a top quality player, one of the players who was a bit of a revelation last year for us. To be fair, he started this season fairly slowly, but it now does give a chance for Serra in the full-back position. Worth noting at right-back, Olawale is out injured with pulled knee ligaments, so another injury there. We're a little light on full-backs right now, and also Lucas Lavallée sprained his ankle ligaments. Not that he would be playing today by any means, but unfortunately, yeah, he's not available either. So a few injuries amongst us, not too many to kind of super important first team players, but nevertheless, I'd rather have everyone fit. In the midfield, we're going to go with Kene and Simmons. I feel like they've got a beautiful relationship blossoming. If we just look at their average rating for the last 5 games, they've been doing pretty well, as has Ari out on the right-hand side. Yes, he's been very, very good so far. A goal and an assist to his name, playing out on the right. Lopez playing down the middle, still finding his groove, but he's looked okay for the most part. I feel like this year in Football Manager, centre attacking mids don't get very high average ratings because of how the match engine works. Their actual contributions on the pitch can be pretty huge though, and so far Lopez has impressed me. I have also toyed with the idea of possibly playing Lopez as a supporting striker to Sesko. That is something that I'm not completely against. I just don't really like the 11 finishing, but maybe alongside Sesko, it would make more sense to maybe we wind back the clock and go to a 4-4-2 like we did at Towlaw once upon a time. Anyway, Kofi out on the left has not impressed me so far. He needs to start putting in some performances, otherwise I'm just going to be forced to drop him. And up top, we are going to have Sesko leading the line, the Slovenian. It is Slovenia, not it is Slovenia. Well done, you got it right. I can't find a gap in his game. He's just mad. He actually works really well as a complete forward. I feel like with him dropping into spaces, it really creates places for the inverted wingers to find space, and it's really served us well, as we've seen in the last 3 games. So this is the team we're going to go with today. We are away from home against Marseille. This is not easy. This is a difficult one. Much like us, Marseille started the season a little bit slowly. I remember kind of just after deadline day, I was looking ahead to the live com thinking, oh, Marseille are in 17th. You know, they're struggling. This is going to be very winnable for us. But they found some form at the same time we have. And, well, we're going to be battling it out for, well, a European spot, you imagine, or would like to hope at least, come the end of the year. Let's see if Sesko can show you what he's all about. We are going to be called into some defending early on, though. 2 minutes gone. Short free kick taken. Now with Awu. That's definitely not how you say his name. And, well, Belkir has just said, here you go. And the keeper couldn't stop it. That's a pretty good finish. And, well, we've conceded a goal 20 seconds quicker than we did last episode against PSG. Of course, this isn't an easy game by any means against Marseille. Like, we have to go into this realistically. But as I said, if I want to dream of Champions League football, we need to win this. If I want to hope for Europa League football, you imagine a draw in this kind of game is kind of going to be a little bit useful for us to really achieve that. And, well, we'll see how we get on here. We've not started particularly well. Marsden's on a booking and giving away a free kick. If they score this, then press the red panic button. Start to I don't know, abandon ship. It's all going horribly wrong at that point. Where's the button? Well, I don't press the emergency button. Right, this is not a great start. They've had 3 shots, 2 of them have gone in. It's not like they've created incredible opportunities. Just some quite good finishing, to be fair. The keeper made an okay save. I guess he parried it away from danger. But we didn't really pick up our man there. Who is number 11? Who is not Sesko? And it must be an error. No, it couldn't be Sesko who didn't get on the ball there. And oh my word, we're just being demolished. Now we're just giving away a penalty. What are we doing? What is happening here? We are capitulating. Maybe it's time to go back to the asymmetric system. Kene gives away a penalty. I'm looking at you now, Lesser. Unleash your inner Gabert. I mean, he hasn't. And Belkir scores his 2nd of the game, everyone. Oh, I was really hoping we were going to win a game against the odds here. I thought this would be a nice, entertaining game. What this is making me realise is there still might be a little bit of a gap between us and, say, the top 4 teams in France. Although there's time to fight back. Let's not get too negative yet. Let's shout demand more and hope we can step it up. Ari over the corner, whips it in. Sesko near post, can't head it goalwards, but only as far as Xavi Simons, the clearance. Ari back to Simons. There are options in the middle. Simons, where are you going? He backheels it to Ari. Now with Barry Marsden. It's not a great sight seeing your centre-back put in the cross. And, well, unfortunately there, he's not picked out Lopez. Soleil, though, with it. I mean, if we get one back, 3-1, suddenly you start to dream. Unfortunately, Soleil has decided that he wants to dwell on the ball. Belkir is looking for a hat-trick. He is bearing down on goal. Is he going to score it? I mean, I didn't think he was going to from that angle, but he absolutely has, and I just want to go home. I want to call my mum. Mum, can you pick me up, please? I don't want to play football in Marseille anymore. 4-0 after... I'm just going to readjust myself in my chair. What is happening? I can't quite... I mean, they've had 4 shots, and they've all kind of just gone in. What are we doing here? What's happened? What have we done with my Luzenak? I want a refund on my Sesko. I mean, there's still time. We can make this look more respectable, I suppose. Kofi, make it more respectable. You've just given away the ball there, and now we've missed a header. Barry, what's happening? Pick it. Oh my! The last thing I needed right there was a moment of panic from our goalkeeper, but that is exactly what we've been provided with. Lezier, where are you going? He's going to throw it out to the right back, Galvez. Wasn't the nicest ball to expect him to take down, but we're knocking the ball around okay. Simons, what can you do here? Goes to Ari. Option down the line, Ari. Go down the line, Ari. Ari, you're not a wizard. You're a very naughty boy. You've just given away the ball. Ortega. I don't know what to say. We're just getting... Lopez, go up front, mate. You know what? I've had enough of this. Lopez, get up top, mate. Get up top. Less of this shorter passing out the back. Less of this working the ball into the box. I want us to play more direct. I want us just to attack in the wide areas. And you know what? Less of this slow distribution. Get it out to the flank. In fact, no, get it out to the full. I think the fullbacks are where to get it to be fair. I'm not happy. We're gonna play something a bit experimental here. But you know what? At this point, we're 3-0 down. We might as well try an experiment. Sarah can't play left back, which is a bit annoying. But we're gonna mix things up here, Kenny. You're gonna get to play your Segundo Volante again. It's some weird 4-4-2. At this point, I'm willing to try anything. Lopez is up front. That's the big change. But I mean, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what I kind of want to go on attacking from positive. It's all just gone horribly wrong. Maybe I'm just panicking. I feel like we're so early on in the season that I can just afford to, in this kind of game now, just experiment with something wacky. We've not got a great deal to lose other than, I suppose, more of our dignity. Garcia, Rodriguez hits it. I mean, every shot they take is going in. What an insane shot by Santiago Rodriguez. If there was like... there isn't a precedent for this. If there was like a surrender button I could hit in football, I'd be surrendering right now. Every single shot they score. And I mean, this finish is insane by Rodriguez. I can't even English. I can't even talk anymore. I don't like what I'm watching. I don't like what I'm watching. It's just a bit of an embarrassment, isn't it? I mean, could we get 5? Make it 5? I want to believe. Lopez switches it. Going to be looking for Sesko. Sesko, can you finish? I mean, not even Sesko can score today. That's when you know it's a bad day at the office. What a mad game, though. What a mad... We are being, I don't know, abused? Used? A bit of everything, really. We're being used to prop up Marseille's goal difference, it feels like. It's 5-0. Ref, can we just blow the whistle for half-time now? I've had enough. Sarah giving away the ball. They are just ripping to shreds our high line. 2-on-2 at the back with the centre-backs and the strikers. But we're just... Where's the midfield? Where's the midfield? There we go. Right, counter. Ari, get us a goal before half-time. Save us some dignity. Ari, where are you going? Ari. I don't know what... Genuinely, I don't really know what to tell you here, folks. I thought we'd turned a corner. We've been looking really good lately. And Marseille, I can't work out if Marseille are just the greatest team I've ever taken on. We lost 1-0 against PSG. I thought that was a great result last episode. I mean, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? I just feel awkward sat here. I feel like I've been punked. You know, like, this is not an feeling I know, but in England we have non-uniform days at school, where you turn up to school without your uniform on. I feel like a non-uniform day has been called, and I've not been informed about it. I've turned up wearing like a suit and tie, and a blazer and some smart trousers, and I'm just getting laughed at by Marseille. It's 6-0. What do I say? What do I do? I feel like... I don't... Now, granted, you could make an argument, Jack, you've not really got things right this game. And you know what? It might be fair enough. It might be fair enough. But ultimately, I don't think any tactical decisions that we've made should have led to this kind of humiliation. This is just... I don't like it. You know what? I had this system as an idea at the start of the year against teams who are going to be very attacking against us. And I felt like because of recent form, I didn't really want to play on the back foot. It's not how I like to play. But because of what's happened here today... I'm just going to try it. And it's completely unproven. I realise it looks absolutely mental. We've got a libero in the team. But it's like my grandma used to say, when you're 6-0 down in a game, get the libero out. Wise words. Wise words that she used to tell me. And well, today is that day. We don't often concede 6 goals in a half. I mean, if we draw the second half, I'm just going to say I'm a tactical genius and we'll just play with a libero and a Segundo Volante all year. Ortega bringing the ball forward. I am scared of 7. I mean, how bad can it get? How bad can it get? Why are we defending so narrowly? What is happening? Ronaldo, don't let them shoot from range. Don't let them shoot from range. Right, out of... I want us to close down, please. Press as hard and as quick as you can. Crowd it out as well. I don't even know what I've witnessed here. Honestly, I'm just a little bit gobsmacked. I'm a little bit bamboozled. I'm trying to make sense of what happened in that first half, and I'm just stunned. Like, if you saw these match stats, you'd go, oh, it's probably been a 1-0. Even if you looked at these stats here, if you looked at those stats in the bottom left, you're not going, well, Marseille are winning 6-0. Sometimes you have these games in Football Manager where every shot goes in, and when it's in your favour, it's the greatest thing ever. Great save by Lesser there. I mean, at least he's made one save this game. There are other games in Football Manager where you have a million shots and none of them go in. I mean, I hope that we can have some of the... I don't want to say luck, because Marseille have created a lot of opportunities. I just hope we can have some of this clinicalness, to be honest. I hope it rubs off on us. I mean, it's 0-0 in the second half. Maybe I should have just played this mental system from the beginning. I mean, just get us off the... Ref, can we blow the whistle now? We're not scoring 6 goals in the next 4 minutes. Just... Can we put everyone out there suffering? Look, Marseille aren't going to score again. Sesko's crying. Sesko's thinking, why did I leave Austria? I mean, he's still going to have 4 goals in 4 after this, but I was really hoping he was going to come in and show you what he's all about. I think this is my punishment from the Football Manager gods for how much I bigged up Sesko at the start of the episode. It's just a little bit of a disaster. Like, what is happening? I'm defending wide here, but what's happened? They've hit the woodwork. I mean, it's gone over. It's a miracle. They've hit the post twice. You don't need more... Look, we're not making a... Unless it's going to be a Sesko goal, I don't want to see any more highlights. I'm bored of them. They're boring. Stop showing me them. Ortega with the ball. Ndika now with it. I mean... What are we doing? I mean, we've blocked it. Can we counter? This is how this system is set up to play. It's set up to break quickly. Sesko. I mean, this is good. And more of this. Harry, can we win the second half? Lopez, we're going to win the second half 1-0. We should get a share of the 3 points each as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Lopez has got his 3rd goal of the year. It's a silver lining. I kind of just want to hit skip, but you know what? If there's one positive to take from today's game, it's this. And we might as well watch it a second time. Harry probably should have finished it himself, but Lopez was in the right place at the right time. And, well, it finishes 6-1. We won the second half. We won the that's our little victory. I probably shouldn't have told the players, good effort. We just lost 6-1. That's embarrassing. That is... I don't know what I've seen, everyone. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I've seen. We knew that was going to be a tough game, but that is just a bolt out of the blue. Like, to lose like that. I don't know what to say. I mean, the good news is we've got Rem in 20th next, so maybe a game against the team who are bottom will be a confidence builder. Beyond that, we've got Lille and Nantes, who are 2 pretty good teams. Toulouse, Nice, Rennes, and also Nancy, who are currently in 4th. They are doing very, very well, and they are still our affiliates right now, still, for some reason. Their prediction is 13th. That might be quite a good game to come back for towards the end of November. We should have a pretty good idea, you know, in 6 more games' time as to whereabouts we are in the league. We will be 14 games into the 38-game season. I mean, I'm still hoping we could qualify for Europe. We're still only 1 point away from Stade Rennais, but with that result against Marseille, I don't even know if I know my team anymore, to be frank. Yeah, that was absolutely mad. Anyway, I'm going to go and cry, I think, curl up in a fetal position and tell myself everything's going to be okay. I'll see you again tomorrow for a game against Nancy. If you've got any words of wisdom, anything that's going to cheer me up, a joke, tell me a joke in the... I need jokes. Just make me laugh, make me smile. I'll see you again in a while. It is me, Jack. And yeah, thank you for watching as always. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. 6-1. How is it happen? I don't even know.